Okay. Do you know why I gathered you here today in your own house when you invited me?
Can I find out why?
I have some questions for you.
Let's hear.
What is your opinion on band composition? How do you think it should be?
Band composition, as in like putting together a band?
Putting together a band and kind of how many of each instrument you should have and kind of the roles of each instrument.
So, I've been told by my grandpa, who used to be in a band, that an ideal, perfect band would consist of a guitarist, a drummer, a bassist, a pianist, and perhaps a second guitarist.
Sure.
And then, yeah, the vocalist, of course. You know, whether that be already a guitarist or somebody else. But that would be perfect and ideal. It gives it a lot of different variety and stuff. But I guess when it comes to our case, having a guitar, a bass, and drums is sufficient enough. There's a lot of three-piece bands out there, like Blink-182.
That's true.
So, I mean, I guess it's just like it's basically preference, how you want it to sound and what you want to do with it.
Okay. I like that answer. That's a good one.
What about you? What do you think a band should be composed of?
Honestly, I think in rock nowadays, you have a bassist, rhythm guitarist, lead guitarist, and lead singer, and drummer. Whether people are doing more than one at a time, some people just don't even have a bass.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends on the music you're trying to make. But I do believe that the role of each instrument, as far as guitar, everyone knows the lead guitarist. You can look at a band and be like, oh, I know him, that's blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, okay, what's the drummer's name?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you got me there.
Yeah.
I don't believe one person should be more important than the other. It's a group effort, and everyone should be known equally. And I've been trying to make it a further point for the bands that I like to try to get all the band members' names.
Yeah.
It's like Bad Flower, right? Josh Katz. I mean, that's all I knew. And I started looking at it and I'm like, oh, this bassist dude, Alex.
Yep.
Guitarist, Joey, drummer, Anthony. So.
Yeah. This was one thing too, is like diving into like everybody and knowing like what kind of piece of the pie that everybody brings.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think hot take here, okay? I'm the bassist. I think that the role of the bass, listen, okay, so a good bass, right, you can't hear it, but you can tell when it's not there.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. I mean, that doesn't mean you can't have a solo or like kind of your own breakaway that you got going on, but me personally, I believe you shouldn't be heard, but you can tell when you're not there.
Oh yeah, I agree. We sure agree.
A little ASMR for y'all.
So, Mr. Wyatt, what got you into playing bass? What got you into music in the first place?
Well, that's the thing. There's two types of bassists, right? There's people who wanted to play guitar and it's like, oh, we already have a guitarist, you're on bass. Or someone who's like, oh, I kind of want to learn how to play bass.
Yeah.
So I'm the second category. I tried playing guitar first and I'm like, oh, this is cool and all, but it doesn't have that deep guttural sound that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So I switched to bass. So, I mean, I still play a little guitar here and there.
Yeah.
But I love bass.
What do you like about discovering a new instrument? Like you said, learning more about bass. Like what's the thing that keeps you wanting to learn more about it?
So I don't know what it is about me, but whenever I take on like a new job, a new errand, a new task, it's kind of the excitement of learning it and then getting it down. And then once you kind of get it down, the basics of it, it's like, oh, I kind of want to do something else now. It's like moving on to playing another instrument, Like I played clarinet for school, bass guitar for jazz band, and I'm like, I'm kind of getting bored of clarinet. I want to learn how to play trumpet.
Yeah.
So I just took up the trumpet.
Yeah.
I mean, got bored of guitar, took up the bass. So.
You think you'll get bored of bass?
I don't think so.
So
I mean, I'm still not really bored of guitar anymore because I'm getting better and I know what to look for and trying to get better. So I don't think I'll get bored of that. But What really made you want to do music?
I think the one thing that really inspired me. Okay. So ever since a little kid, dude, I've been inspired to do. Dude, when I was in second grade, there was a talent show, and it was one of my buddies, Arnold, and I. Do you know the Ultimate Showdown? Ultimate that song? Okay, so we tried to audition with that song in the talent show, and we got in, but they said, "Hey, you gotta change your song." And so they made us do Bon Jovi, "Living on a Prayer," and like, then we got up there and practiced and singing. I don't know, like just having that type of like drive to just perform or something like that. I don't know. That's been there for a little while, and like even during that time, like I was making parodies of like Eminem songs, like not necessarily like funny parodies, just like different words to it, you know.
Okay.
But and like I don't know, and then what really got me into like doing this now and going full throttle on this is whenever we went to that Bad Flower concert. The opening was Broken Love in '68.
Yeah.
Like being there and just seeing the energy, just like that was my first ever rock concert, bro. Like ever, and just seeing that and experiencing that, I was like, holy shit, I want to do this. Like I want to do this, and I want to keep doing, you know, keep making my own stuff and try to experiment with different sounds, you know.
Yeah. I get it, man. Yeah. That's a good answer.
Yeah, and like I said, my grandpa was also like in a band too, so it's like he always had a guitar around, so that was always there, and it's just like I was bound to pick it up, you know, something like that. Like he had two different guitars, like one of the ones I have now, and another one was like an older mariachi like type of guitar.
Yeah.
And it had like maybe 3 strings on it, and I was like I plucked around on that one for a little bit, like just making noise. You know?
Yeah.
But that, I don't know, it's been in my life for a long time. I think I just decided to get off of my butt and actually do something about it.
Yeah. I like that, man. Yeah. I'd say for me, growing up, my older brother played guitar. My mom played guitar. You know, both of them were very musical.
Yeah.
And so, are musically inclined, I guess.
Yeah.
But, because my brother used to play for the church band, I was like, I'd see him up there every Sunday, and I'm like, man, I want to be up there. I want to learn something. I want to do something like that. So that really pushed me to start, but I didn't get motivated until I started finding bands that I really liked.
Yeah.
And I was like, they got this composition, they know what they're doing, they know what they want, and they're going for it. I want to do that. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But speaking of Bon Jovi, real fast, what do you think about Aliens? Clean transition right there.
Aliens. Oh my goodness! Right now, there's a lot going on about it.
Yeah.
What do I think, dude? I could really get down into some like hippie theories. About. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be hippie theories, but like how aliens, they're demons and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know?
Interesting take.
And then now that there's like, I don't know, I'm religious to an extent.
Yeah.
Well, religious, but like to a certain degree, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So like, I believe like there's certain things going on that we're told about.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I like that.
What about you? How are you feeling about aliens?
I was kind of iffy on it, and I kept telling myself that they're not real. I thought that we were the only life out there. But during the height of COVID, in 2020, the government is like, oh, aliens exist, and people are like, we don't care. Like, send us more money.
Yeah.
So it just kind of got swept under the rug, and then now they're like, guys, aliens exist. We have proof. It's like, yeah, you told us like 3 years ago. We still don't care. Fix everything.
And are you talking about whenever was it the Navy that said something about them?
The Air Force. They officially came out this last time.
Yeah.
And said like, oh yeah, we have documents here, so they're like flying saucers and stuff. But the reason I bring this up is because recently there were some bodies that they weren't recently found. I think they were found in the 60s, but they crashed in like the 1800s or something.
Yeah.
And they recently dug them up in the past 70, 80 years, and they're like mummified corpses, but they're not real. It came out saying that they're not real. The New Mexican government came out and then posted it like try to distract us. Why are we being distracted? That's my thing. What are they trying to distract us from? They're fake. The corpses were fake. So, that's just my take.
That I remember hearing something. I think I was watching a Penguins video about about the recent alien discovery or announcement. Is how it was that photo was already proven to be fake, and all that was proven to be fake. But you do bring an interesting question. Like, what are they trying to divert our minds to? Like, what's going on?
I'm not trying to be political here, but as soon as one party gets targeted, they try to throw something out there and try to throw us off target, and people are like, we don't care.
Yeah.
We know you're trying to hide something.
Yeah, people become wiser.
Yeah. But one theory I like, though, is if they're lying about all this stuff, and we really are the only planet in the all of existence with life, or even if we're not, why haven't we been reached out yet? What if we're the last existence? What if we're the last living thread, and once we're gone, there's nothing?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
I've heard of I can't exactly like tell the whole theory because I don't know all the information, but like how like there's a certain point to where like all of the satellites that we made, all the rubble is like blocking us from it will be blocking us from leaving the atmosphere or something like that. Like that's happened to other planets. That's why there's no alien contact. But I don't know. I think like if it is true about what we're being told about space and how big the galaxies are, it's like there's bound to be something. Like I think there was like I can't remember exactly which planet. Like I'm so stupid, but one of them had like there was evidence of water, being on one of the planets. So why is like, and that's only in our solar system. So why couldn't that happen anywhere else?
You're right.
And then like the multi-dimensional like theories and stuff like that. Like maybe.
I have an idea real fast. You keep talking.
Okay.
Okay. You distract them. I'll be back.
So yeah, I mean, when it comes to aliens, I guess it's like, if you want to know what I believe in, which I'm sure you probably don't, but I'm gonna say it anyway, just because I was told to distract you. I think that we are in a little prophecy time, and that the Book of Revelations is unfolding before our eyes. And these aliens are going to be not aliens, but something much worse, like something spiritual, maybe. Or
how's that lighting? Is that better?
Yeah. Smart.
Mom never tell what you smart man. Oh yeah. Oh, I just popped. You heard that?
Yeah, dude, that was loud. I think both of our microphones picked that up.
And the older I get, you'll understand when you're my age. He's older than me.
Yeah.
Okay. So recently, I've noticed that you've been hitting the gym. I'm seeing the muscle build.
Oh yeah.
I'm seeing the growth. I'm seeing the definition coming out, especially the forearms.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's that going? How do you feel about all that?
Honestly, I love it, like a lot. For a long time, I've been wanting to get like into some decent type of shape, and now I've actually embarked on that journey, and it's starting to pay off, like mentally and physically. Like, yeah, I'm sore, but it's like the good type of sore. That at least it makes you feel like you have accomplished something.
Yeah, like you're being productive.
But I mean, you're being all modest and stuff. I mean, you have been teaching me. Let's not get this wrong. That he's been training me with like certain routines and certain like exercises and stuff. But how long have you been like? I know you said some stuff about like bodybuilding and all that. Like, how long have you done that? Or
well, I've been working out since middle school, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 years.
10 years. Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't really notice growth until after I came back from boot camp.
Yeah.
After I came back, I noticed like I started doing my own workouts, doing my own research, and actually started to build muscle. I took up different diets. I tried all sorts of stuff, tried supplements, and it helped a lot. So I'm building muscle. I'm still trying to get there. I'm still small. I got a sleeper build, and I love it. Like people at work, my profile picture on Facebook is me shirtless. Like you can kind of see chest definition in my tattoo.
Yeah.
And one of my coworkers showed one of my other ones. And they're like, "That's Wyatt?" I'm like, yeah. It's like I didn't know he had muscle. I mean, it's kind of like ouch, but
yeah,
I love the sleeper build.
Yeah.
Because people don't expect it until they see it. But
so what's your favorite like diet that you like to stick to that you've noticed that you're able to stick to a little bit easier than anything else?
Well, as far as diet go, I don't count my calories. I know I probably should. I think I'm more calorie deficit, so I take in less calories than I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
It's kind of trying to become more lean. I'm not sure if that's how to do that exactly. I haven't done my research on that. But one thing I noticed is if you eat 1 gram of protein for every pound that you weigh every day, you will notice a difference. So I blew up whenever I started doing that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that really helps a lot, and it's kind of more bulking. Because there's 2 stages, bulking and then cutting.
Yeah.
So bulking, you eat everything in sight. If there's a baby, if there's a dog, dude, fair game. If you can catch it, it's fair game. That's high calories, high protein.
Yeah.
But, you do that, and then whenever you go to cut, it's just losing all that fat that you build up just to show the muscle, and you're stronger for it. So.
Okay. That surprises me that you don't actually keep track of your calories. Because every time that I've like watched something, about how to like get into the mindset or like actually do something about it, they always talk about you need to track your calories, you need to do all this and that, And like, of course, being at a caloric deficit, like that's something that I try to do, because it's like the one way to burn fat. But I don't know, it's like, yeah, it's shocking. But like, I'm willing to listen to you because you are in a pretty decent build. So it's like,
oh, I appreciate that.
You learn from like you tell me, you learn from people that are like bigger, whatever. And so it's like, I gotta keep my ears open and be a sponge and soak all this in, to better myself in the long run as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably is one of those things where it's just like, it's a lot of mindset.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of people work out for different stuff, and that's what I find beautiful. Because we're all the same, but we're all different.
Yeah.
Like some people work out to look good naked. They work out for their mental health. They work out because they want to be in good health.
Yeah.
They work out because they hate themselves. They work out for just so many different reasons. But I ended up getting into the mindset of, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm trying to find a career, trying to find my future, whatever that may be. I don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to get better.
Yeah.
So every free time I had, if I got bored to the point where like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do, go to the gym. If you already hit the gym that day, go to the gym. And I know one good thing for like kind of losing weight is liquid diet. I get you a big thing of protein powder. I have a list that I'm trying to check through of which tastes the best and which doesn't.
Yeah.
And the other day, whenever you and I went, I was talking to that guy.
Yeah.
And he recommended one. And I mean, he said it was expensive. It's cheaper than half the stuff out there. So I mean, I might try that and see how that goes. I know it's more vegan friendly, but I mean, and it's less grams of protein. I mean, just add some bananas in there, make it a little healthier.
Yeah.
It won't help the protein, make it a little healthier. So, but so far, what is your favorite exercise that we've done? Or favorite muscle group, and then favorite exercise? If you say legs, you're a psychopath.
Honestly, like, I thought about it, but I think like arms and chest.
Arms and chest.
Like, whenever you get done and stuff like that, like you can definitely feel like, yeah, I've done something there.
Yeah.
The only thing is like it just sucks whenever But I've been told and whatever I've heard that after a little while, like the soreness, you just kind of become used to it or whatever. But
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'm rather active. Like at work, I'm always doing stuff. I've done really difficult jobs and stuff,
Yeah.
physically demanding. But it's like it's consistently doing like this weight stuff and like I don't know, doing actual weightlifting. It's a little bit different than working, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just something that I'm getting used to, but I enjoy the crap out of it because I can see progress and I can feel progress, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I would have to say like arms or chest, but the legs, like just because I'm really picky about my legs, you know, I want to like get better at it, so I'm gonna have to start putting to my mind that legs are something that I like to do.
Yeah. I need to work on legs more, dude. I've been lacking. So like I look at my arms, I'm like, oh, those look good. I look at my quads, I'm like, those look good. And then I look at it compared to each other, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's
dang.
how I feel. Except I look at my legs and I don't think they look good at all. I'm just like, you know what? Go back to the arms.
But hey, if it makes you feel better, man, half the stuff out there, and the people like taking pictures of them at the gym, that's after they got a pump in. They don't look the same.
Yeah.
Because they get the perfect lighting, they get the pump in.
Yeah.
They're not going to look like that in person.
And see, that's not my goal either. I'm not necessarily like trying to be that person that, you know, is trying to one up others. It's for myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember how big I was in school, like a high school dude, but that was miserable, man. And now that I've actually gotten to where I'm like, you know, somewhat happy with how I'm, you know, looking and feeling, it's like I've noticed a big weight, not like literally and like metaphorically, off of my shoulders.
Yeah.
So, but like nothing against those people that do that, because I mean it's a sense of like I guess self-love in a sense, just like you're showing progress, and it's not only just for other people, it's also for you. You know, you're keeping track of whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, so to each is their own. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just working out and being fit and being active is just something that is beneficial to everybody. Like,
Yeah. I will say one thing though. One thing that I've realized with gym duos, it's always the same. One person who is a heavier kid and one person who is a scrawny kid.
yeah.
They make the best gym duo. And dude, I'm just saying, I got sick of growing up and be like, oh, do you even eat? Like, do you, like, oh, look at that, I can wrap my hand around your wrist.
Yeah.
I got sick of that, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just started trying to get better, trying to get bigger. So,
It pays off. Paid off.
I'm trying to get there.
And see, that's another good mindset too. Is like you're always trying to progress. That's one thing that I'm trying to get better at too. Is just always having that progressive mindset.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, man, if you're bored, I recommend going to the gym. I'll probably be bored too. If you want me to go with you, just let me know.
Yeah, always, like, even if it's like one of those short days after work, I'll have to start taking a bag with me, just in case bag.
That's what I do every day. I just bring a just in case bag. So I carry around that big military backpack with the weighted vest inside, some backup clothes, maybe a water bottle, some peanuts or something.
Yeah.
So my headphones, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta stay strapped.
Yeah, gotta stay strapped. So you mentioned it, man. You said something about the military. You have a little bit of experience.
I wouldn't say experience. You know, I didn't get to stay in near as long as I'd liked. I made it about a third of the way through boot camp, and then I had to go home.
But you did way better than I would have done. You did way better than I did, and a lot of other people as well. There's a lot of lazy people out there, man. So I mean, you gotta give yourself credit where credit is due, for real.
Yeah. I think I joined for the wrong reason, though. I joined because I didn't know what I was going to do, and I needed to do something.
Yeah.
I wanted to prove to others, prove to myself, and feel some pride in myself for once. So that's why I joined. But I had a heck of a time while I was in.
Yeah, bro.
The food, dude, listen, Marine food, maybe I'm just used to crayons or something. But that chow hall food was pretty good. I liked it, man. I'd steal a cookie. Or I wouldn't steal. They're there. You're not supposed to get them. But one day, my junior drill instructor, Irizarry, he was getting mad at me, right? I didn't do anything wrong. I wanted to go get dessert, and like we worked hard that day. We had the O course, the obstacle course. And he yelled at me. He's like, "Do you think you deserve that cookie?" I said, "No, sir." He's like, "Okay, well if you want it, I'm gonna make you work for it." I said, "Sir, yes, sir." And I ate the cookie. I got 2 cookies, and I ate them. He didn't do a thing about it. And then dude, they come up with the stupidest insults, and then they just they're not creative with it. Or they weren't. One of them was, anyways. His name was Alvarez. And he was shorter than I am. Great guy, though, I came to find out. But, they're all hard on you.
Yeah.
But he was, he was a firecracker. So he was small, and he'd yell at people for doing the right thing when he's in the wrong. And he was like, oh, well, it's your fault that I'm wrong then. And it's like, what? But he'd come up to me, and he'd do the knife hand. He'd call me pork chop.
Pork chop.
Pork chop. He was calling me fat.
What?
Yeah, and he'd call my bunkmate that. And, he was a heavier set guy, Vorlander. Dude, I can't find him on social media. I want to so bad.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk to him again. I want to see how he's doing. See if he was able to come back in. Or if he made it. But, they'd call him pork chop. And then they'd look at me and like, pork chop, go help pork chop. And I'm like, sir, yes, sir. So, I don't know. And maybe it's a southern thing. But like whenever you see someone and you know them, it's like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, it's a guy thing. But whenever it's respect, it's head down. So I was talking to Alvarez again. I was working the Firewatch. So you know what Firewatch is?
No.
Okay. So during the night, you get about 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So you go to sleep at like 9 and then wake up at whatever time and then go to chow. But in between that, if you get in trouble or you're really good at cleaning, you get Firewatch. So it's sets of 4 people at a time. They go and then do like chores throughout the night. They'll sweep, they'll mop, they'll make sure everyone's shoelaces are the correct way for their combat boots, and then their jungle boots and everything, and like everything's set up nice and perfect. Everyone's water canteens are full.
Yeah.
Do stuff like that, and just clean the bathrooms, all that stuff. So one night I was on Firewatch, and he told me to do something. I said, sir, yes, sir. Kind of nodded my head down. He's like, why'd you nod your head at me, sir? Or no, not sir. He's like, why'd you nod your head at me, recruit? I was like, sir, where this recruit comes from, it's a sign of respect. He's like, well, stop it. I said, sir, yes, sir. I was like, okay. I mean, I'm showing you utmost respect. But if you want me to stop, I'll stop. I didn't stop. I just didn't say anything about it again. But
it's hard to break certain habits, really.
Yeah. Like touching your face, that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would do it and they'd get yelled at and have to go, like, get IT'd, intense training as a punishment.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so you get IT'd real bad. And, but I found a life hack, right? I found a hack. So what I'd do is I'd use my shoulder.
Yeah.
I'd use my shoulder and my sleeve to kind of, like, itch my face if it was itching. And they didn't say anything. So all these people were, like, touching their hands, getting pink eye and stuff from each other. Pink eye is really bad in boot camp.
Oh.
But, yeah. So I'd do that.
Yeah.
But it was good, man. And I was top bunk, and the bunks were like zigzag. So top bunk, you'll be facing out like towards the bay windows, and then the next one facing towards the other side. So port and starboard. I don't remember which side I was. I was starboard, I think. So, but right next to the MCRD base in San Diego, California, is an airport. Okay. So you can see all these planes flying in and out, and every night trying to go to sleep. There'd be multiple of them just flying, and I'm just laying there staring out the window, these giant bay windows. I'm seeing all these planes leave and take off and come back, and I was thinking, I can't wait for my family to show up on one of those planes and see me graduate.
Yeah.
But I had to go home. So my family needed me to take care of my grandpa.
Yeah.
So I did what I had to do, and I took a bullet. I haven't been able to, metaphorically, I wasn't shot in boot camp, but
make that clear.
Yeah, but I haven't been able to join since. I don't think they're going to take me back. So now I'm trying the fire academy.
And sometimes it is just one of those things where it's like you gotta really find out what is more important. What is the most important thing to you? Because you don't want to live life with regrets. Because that sucks.
Yeah.
So
I have a saying that I live by. Now, I know I already said it multiple times today. Live fast, die young, and leave a sexy corpse.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's all you can do. So, money doesn't go with you.
Nope.
As long as you're living at least a little bit comfortable, have some fun.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But I brought up life hacks real fast. So, do you have any life hacks that you'd like to share?
Life Let's see. Eat once a day.
Nope. That's not one. Turn to a liquid diet if you're going to be doing that, man. At least have a protein shake or something.
Never quit. I don't know. Always keep trying. That's a life hack, I guess. I don't know.
I think we're on different pages here.
Yeah, maybe.
Because yours are actually, like, helpful. I saw one, like, the way you're supposed to use toilet paper, you get the square, right? You get a square.
Yeah.
You dig out a little hole in the center, right? And you take that piece of toilet paper that you dug out, and you keep that, okay? You keep it and set it to the side. So what you do is you put your finger through the hole, and whenever you go to wipe, you stick your finger up your butthole, and you start kind of wiping around, getting it all off. And then whenever you go to throw away the toilet paper, you get that little piece that you had before, and then just wipe off your finger.
How did you say that with a straight face?
I've had a lot of training. But, so win-lose, kind of. Because, I mean, you're getting the cleanest you can be, but it also might remind you of your uncle. So, I mean, depends on your childhood. It's not funny. I'm sorry. It's a real thing. It's a real issue.
We got canceled.
My heart goes out to everyone out there. I'm here for you. I see you.
The support is real.
Another life hack. So say you have a girlfriend, right? And she's getting hit on in Target, right? You stay out in the car for whatever reason. She comes back. Said, oh, some guy was hitting on me and he wouldn't leave me alone. What do you do? Do you go in there or do you let it be? I mean, you know they're going to be pretty. You know that they're going to be hit on by other people. Other people are going to find them attractive, of course.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
I don't know. I guess the fact that she's bringing it up is just more like, oh, haha. I know you're not I don't know.
Yeah.
You're not the only one, but the way I would react is just be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And just trust at that point.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, you're right. But that's not what I'd do.
What would you
I'd go back in there and shoot him.
What if you got the wrong person?
Live fast.
Die young, leave a sexy corpse.
It is what it is, man.
Dude, never ask me about relationship advice, dude. I am horrible at that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm pretty bad at it too, if it makes you feel better.
It doesn't. But I appreciate the understanding.
Yeah. Really, I don't think it's too hard being in, like, relationships. I don't think they're... I mean, of course, they're hard. They have their hard times.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just don't be stupid. Just don't say the wrong thing. I know that's like walking on a minefield, but...
But what do you do? Well, let me ask you, what would you do? Just hypothetically, you're with somebody and you feel like, dude, she's a dime, dude. I gotta keep this one. It's just like, and you give all this effort, and it's just like, to you, it feels like no matter what you do, what you put forward, it just doesn't feel like it's enough.
Yeah.
But like, maybe you're misunderstanding something. I don't know. Maybe it's on your end. But like, you keep trying, but it didn't seem to go right. How long do you put up with something like that until you decide it's something's got to change?
Well, I mean, I feel like if they're not putting in the same effort, if they're not, like, if it's always you reaching out,
yeah,
and then you stop reaching out and just notice, like, oh, they don't message me, like, because I mean, they want people who are gonna chase,
yeah.
but at some point you've chased long enough.
Yeah.
So I feel like after a couple times, they're like trying to invite them out at least 2, at most 3 times, and they're like, oh, I'm busy. If they wanted to, they'd reschedule.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that sucks, but that's how I see it personally. And that kind of goes back to bettering yourself in the meantime, because it happens. It's like, dang, like, that sucks. I really wish that it would have worked out, but all I can do is make myself better.
Yeah. So do you like, I don't know, I mean, I'm sure it's like everybody's, it's part of everybody's like ideal life. It's just like to grow up, get married and have like a child, preferably a son.
Are
But
you misogynistic here? You don't want a daughter?
no, I will only have a son.
Okay.
I'm just joking. But anyways, but like that's fine. It's like part of everybody's like ideal future.
Yeah.
You know. But where do you find yourself? Like, how do you feel like? Because like, dude, nowadays like females like they have a lot of opportunities to ruin themselves. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like sites, you know, that they can sell their pictures and stuff like that's just like things like that have become a little bit too common, even for like, you know, just I guess everybody, bro. It's
Yeah.
just like, do you think nowadays is like a time that it's easy to find that partner, that companion, you know, or do you think it's just one of those things you're just like, kind of screwed the pooch on all that?
I don't know. I do believe that there people fumble. I've fumbled a lot. I know people fumble,
Yeah.
but I mean, I know dating apps are not the way to go. I've tried them. They just don't work out. They're not. I mean, unless you find someone, 1 in a million. If you find your person through dating app, that's great for you. I'm proud of you. We're proud of you.
Yes.
But I'm not going to be doing that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start looking confused in either a Mardell's. You know what a Mardell's is?
Yes.
The Christian store.
Yes.
I'm going to look confused at a Mardell's, a Rodeo, or a Hot Topic. Yeah. So that's kind of my goal of finding people. But
Okay.
I believe you can find people out there. But it is hard as a guy to make the first step without seeming creepy. You know?
Oh, I think there could be a fine line between. Like, okay, yeah, you're right though.
Yeah.
You're right. Like nowadays, it's just like even just the most like genuine gesture can come off as creepy to people, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like you do kind of watch it, but I do think there's like kind of a fine line between like being creepy and then being genuine.
Yeah. But that fine line, it can be stretchy. It can wave depending on how good you look. If you're good looking, you can get away with a lot more.
That is
I've
true.
noticed.
That is true.
So, I don't know. Not personally. I haven't noticed that personally. I don't talk to women. They scare me. But, I mean, like, watching videos, I see it on TikTok all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, he can do that because he's good looking.
Yeah.
Like, that's why that works. Like, if I tried that, I get pepper sprayed.
Yeah. It's,
So,
it's like a sad truth. It's like, dude,
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. I noticed you have some tattoos on you.
I do.
How are those?
So, we'll put it this way. I believe I have like 7 or 8. Out of all of those, 2 of them have been done professionally. Okay, out of all of those, 1 of them has been done professionally. And another one has been done over again because the guy felt bad for me. He said, "You're young. You shouldn't have bad tattoos already."
Dang, man.
All of them. Okay, I was going through some rough stuff, man.
Yeah.
Okay, parents getting divorced and all of that, bro. I had an excuse to rebel.
Oh, yeah.
That is not an excuse to rebel, by the way.
I mean, that's the K, I assume, right?
Yeah, the K is.
I remember seeing it before it got touched up.
Dude, yeah. I thought I was the shit, bro, for doing that.
I thought it looked cool. Dude,
Yeah.
I wanted a tattoo so bad, and seeing you with one, I'm like, dang, that's awesome.
Dude, I am very lucky that it did not get infected, bro. Stick and poke.
Oh, yeah.
With a fucking sewing needle, piece of thread, and we fucking tore apart a pencil, a wooden pencil, and hot glued it. Dude, I don't know how I still have this arm.
Dang. That's another thing in boot camp. I walked into I was already in separations at this point. I was about to go home. And I saw the guy who's supposed to be the guide of the
Yeah.
platoon of separations. He's supposed to be the ideal model. He's supposed to keep everyone in line. He was getting a stick and poke tattoo in the restroom. In the rain room, he was getting a stick and poke in the showers. So he got the Texas flag free-handed right above his knee with a sewing needle and ink from a stamp kit.
Dude.
And just free-handed the Texas state.
That did you see how it came out?
It looked pretty clean. I mean, the top of Texas was like a little too tall, but it turned out pretty clean. Like the lines, they weren't like holes in between the lines or nothing. So another guy gave himself a haircut. That was pretty bad. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted.
No, yeah, it's funny though.
So what is your favorite tattoo that you have?
I don't know. I don't know if that I have a favorite. Like, all of them mean something pretty. Most of them mean something pretty sentimental.
Yeah.
But I guess if I had to choose, I'd pick between either the K or the tattoo for my grandmother.
Yeah.
You know, but what about you? I see you got a few.
For me, I really like my first one. It's a tree. Oh, wrong way. It's a tree. Right there. Probably that one on my chest. The moth.
Yeah.
I like those two. They're probably my favorite. So, I want more, dude. Does tattoo, do they bother you?
No.
To get? It doesn't hurt for you?
No, not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
Because I love tattoos. I hate getting them.
Really? You know, like, what is it, just like is it painful for you?
It just burns. For me, it just burns going in and out. And I'm like, okay, I can handle it.
Yeah.
But my chest and then my leg, it hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That makes a little bit more sense. But I don't know, like I have like a higher pain tolerance in the first place, so it might just be one of those things. But
yeah,
like you've sat through, and like obviously those look pretty detailed, so you sat through some pretty
thank you,
tricky line work.
My longest one was 3 hours on my chest.
Yeah.
Everything else was an hour or 45 minutes.
Yeah. My
chest, dude. She'd get right here, and it felt like she was blacking out my entire nipple. I was like, why are you coloring my nipple black? Like, she'd get right here, and it felt like she was all the way in my armpit. From all the nerves,
sucks. Yeah.
It hurt like crazy. But it turned out pretty clean, I'd say. It's like, I like it a lot. It's a death moth with a triangle. So.
Yeah, it's got a lot of detail to it, too.
I like the ink splatter.
Yeah.
That's kind of my vibe I'm trying to go with now.
Hell yeah, it is cool.
Thank you.
See, and you're lucky too because you don't have any, like, do you have any tattoos that you regret?
I kind of regret my wrist a little bit, but then I kind of turned that into a memoriam for my dad.
Yeah.
Kind of like, he's the one who got me into vehicles, and that's what we really first bonded over and built a relationship off of.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So,
on that topic, what's your deepest meaning tattoo? I guess.
My deepest, probably the tree.
The tree. What does it
So
stand for?
the tree and the moth kind of stand for the same thing for me. It's a dying tree. It's a decaying tree.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I see it, as soon as you're born, you start dying, so you might as well have a good time.
Yeah.
Right, and that's from a song. Of course, it's from Cake. Good song. If you know the name, put it down below. I might end up just putting the name down below. But anyways, and then on my chest, I have a moth. Because whenever people think of beautiful, they think of flowers, butterflies. They don't think of a moth. Have you seen some of the moths out there? They're astonishing. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
So I believe not everyone is born to be a butterfly. Some people are born with a crap hand of cards, and you just got to make the most of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like that.
So.
Really shows like your perspective and your mindset whenever you like start to talk about, tattoos and like what they mean and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, for me it's just kind of a reminder of stuff I forget.
Yeah.
Like I got this wave on my arm because I'm like, I forget that I can't control everything.
Yeah.
I just need to calm down, take a breath, and just roll with it.
Yep.
So, it's kind of more of a reminder than anything. For me, not like I do believe in it really deeply, but it's not like I like this so much that it's gonna be a whole thing for me. It's just a reminder of what I am, what I stand for. So that's why I have the Confederate flag on my back. No, I don't do that. Don't get this. So. I know we're trying to get more into media, right?
Yes.
From the podcast to our TikTok.
Yes.
Follow it, by the way, XCAPE band, please. please.
There might or may not be a link in the description.
Maybe we'll see. But I want to start music videos.
Yeah.
I'm an envisionary. I can envision stuff.
Yes.
And I love thinking about it.
Yes.
So, do you have any music video ideas?
Well, I guess with nothing really. I don't know. There might be a couple things that are like in my mind about some of the songs that we already have, but like I think with some of the ideas that you brought up, and I'll let you talk about those. Like some of the ideas that you brought up, like making specific songs that go with that type of vibe, you know.
Yeah.
But for something like a song like God, like something very very cinematic, you know, like out there and like in the fields or something like that. Just something because it, you know, I don't know. There's just a few things that I have, you know, ideas for, but not a whole lot of what we got now.
I think that'd be good in a field, kind of something beautiful for that song, because that's probably one of my favorites to play.
Yeah.
Because I love how calm it starts and then it escalates.
Yeah.
And it's still calm, that same beautiful tone, but it's just a little heavier.
Yeah.
You know. I like that one a lot.
What about you? What kind of stuff do you got in mind?
I'm gonna start off with the ranch idea.
Go for it.
Okay. So y'all know icing, right? You ice someone. It's like, hey man, can you hand me my hat? And it's like, oh yeah, I got you. So you hand him the hat, and then underneath there's a smear of ice. Like, oh, you got me. So you have to get down on one knee and then chug the thing. So it's that, but with a bottle of ranch. So it's like Matthew walks in late to practice, and we're all like, oh no, it's cool, man. Hey, can you hand me my bass? He's like, oh yeah. He hands me the bass, and right behind the bass is a bottle of ranch. He's like, you ranched me. And then he gets down on one knee and just sprays it in his mouth. And then whenever you're like, it switches to like just on his face and there's ranch hanging out, he's like looking around and everyone's gone. The room is different colors and it's just like a drug trip from being ranched.
Yeah.
And then just walking through this house, just stumbling around like, I don't know, the dogs are humping a cat. There's just something wild going on. Like, even if it's CG, I don't care. There's something wild going on.
Yeah.
And just all sorts of stuff. And then walk into a room, you open it, and there's like something weird going on. Like a guy crawling backwards with his head up and like wearing a mask, like running towards you. And so you close the door, you open it again, there's something else.
Yeah, I think one of the ideas was like having like someone in a Bill Clinton mask.
Yeah, being spanked.
Yeah, or something.
By Hillary Clinton, and then like she looks, a bodyguard comes up, someone dressed up as a bodyguard looks at you, closes the door, and then you're done with the door. At one point having a nun like breastfeed someone, like a guy dressed up as a nun breastfeeding another band member. Just something weird.
Dude, we could do so much of this, bro. I want to do so much of that.
Dude, yeah, so that's my main plan. I'd like to find an abandoned building and get like a straight jacket and have a straight jacket adventure. That's all I wrote in my notes. Cause I have notes and I wrote a ranch drug trip. That's all I wrote. I wrote straight jacket adventure.
Yeah.
And then one where of course we dog on the lead singer.
Yeah.
Just like throwing paint, spitting soda in their face, pouring a soda on their head, makeup. Just so it's us in slow motion and you just kind of standing there. Just kind of mouthing the words of the lyrics, and it's just painting on the face, and you're like just splashing paint.
Just fucking messing my stuff up.
Exactly. So I think that'd be cool. I had another idea. It's kind of harder to do. Might have to be a little bit bigger for that, but it's a party going on. Someone's just on the couch, just laying there, just kind of saying the words to the lyrics, singing along, and everyone else is like in fast motion, like just doing stuff, like messing around, like having a party in the background, and just no one acknowledges the lead singer. Like one guy comes over and like passes out, and then like he like wakes up and then gets up and then goes.
It's all, like everything else is in fast motion except
everything else is in fast motion except for the main guy.
Okay.
So I was thinking of that. So I think that'd be cool, like a party going on. You see people like pull out a table, do some beer pong, and then
Yeah.
they lose, chug everything, and then put it back away.
Yeah, that would be
So.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of my ideas right there.
I'm really wanting, like, I would love to do all this stuff. I want to know how, like, we end up putting it together. Like, we got to start with something small,
Yeah.
Like, even if we just came up with some BS thing for, like, something that we already have. Or if we kind of, like, put some effort, like, we did some homemade thing for, like, the song God or whatever, Or even,
Yeah.
like, did something for, like, a little harder song, Just whatever. Like, just kind of do some home video, just, like, experiment with it and see what we can do. I think that'd be fun. Like, even in the first place. And then as we, like, grow and build as a band and we build whatever we can build, we get to where we can, like, do... Like, dude, I would love to figure out how to do that ranch shit, dude. that would be fun to just try to edit on and just record and do whatever.
That's what I'm saying, man. I think that would be a lot of fun. I hope we get to the point where we can do some fun stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I drew a picture of you playing the guitar.
It's accurate.
Yeah, I'm really good at self-portraits. Or not self-portraits, but portraits of other people, if you couldn't tell. So I'm a little bit of an artiste.
Artiste. We're all artists here.
Cut that. But, I don't know, man. I'm really liking how the TikTok page is coming out.
Yeah, dude.
You're getting a lot more interaction than I thought we would.
Yeah, I haven't checked on it in the past couple of days, but last time I saw that one video, just a little messing around, a little over 1,000 views.
Yeah.
Got like a few comments.
Yeah, so it's going pretty good. And a lot of people are complimenting you and him. They're saying like, man, that second guy, he can play every instrument that's there. So people are recognizing you.
Well, I thought the whole experience was pretty humbling though, I ain't even gonna lie. Just like, dude, like it may seem like I can play and do like a lot, but holy shit, I got put in my spot. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, like whenever I switched from that guitar to the bass, dude, like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was just like the neck was wrong. Like it felt wrong, bro. It's not wrong, but it
Seven
felt
Nation Army pretty good. So
Seven Nation Army, though. It's the easiest song.
yeah, I don't know, dude. So is Stand By Me by Benny King. I don't know why that's my go-to, dude.
I beg to differ.
I should have done Good by Better Than Ezra. But, Did you listen to that song, by the way?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I love that stuff. For me, that's dad rock. That's what I grew up listening to from my dad. And like Matchbox 20, Chris Cornell. Yeah. You like Audio Slave?
Yeah. I was about to say, you find Chris Cornell as dad rock?
Yeah, I mean, for me at least, because that's what my dad listened to.
Okay, I can get Audio Slave being dad rock, but like Soundgarden.
Not so much Soundgarden. Maybe just Black Hole Sun. That's the only song I know that I know. I know that one and then actually one other. I saw them live the other day. Along with Bad Flower and then Michael Jackson's daughter and some other people.
Soundgarden?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Huh.
I think. No, Incubus. I saw Incubus, not Soundgarden.
Okay, yeah, Incubus. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Incubus. Yeah. I was gonna say, I was gonna ask you a messed up question. I was gonna say, yeah, how was Chris looking? But Chris is dead.
Chris is dead. Yeah. He died recently.
Rest in peace.
So.
Like, that's not funny, but
Yeah. I like his song Doesn't Remind Me by Audio Slave.
yeah.
Dude, I found that one and I love it. Because I looked it up and it's him saying like stuff that doesn't remind him of anyone bad in his life, any trauma, just stuff that he can like without it being connected to something else.
The freedom.
Yeah, the freedom of mind.
Smashing guitars and
Yeah.
counting cars, whatever.
Smashing Pumpkins. Oh, I love Counting Blue Cars. Have you heard that one?
Counting Blue Cars?
Counting Blue Cars by Walla. Dishwalla.
No.
It's pretty good, dude. I love it, man, because it's a guy going on a walk with a little kid, and the kid's like asking a ton of questions like children often do. It says, tell me all your thoughts on God. Am I very far? Like, am I close to getting to heaven? And it ends up saying like, because I really want to meet her. Or like, I'm going to see her soon, so tell me all your thoughts on God. It's just the setup is beautiful.
Dude, that reminds me of that the Last Kiss song, dude. Or was it? Was it that one? Like,
It's
it's talking about like how he's like holding like his like last love or something like that.
I'm trying to remember who actually did the first one. It's like something with the J and then P something.
Yeah.
But Pearl Jam did a really good cover of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found out the real story behind that song, if you don't mind me sharing.
Yeah, go for it.
So, it's a real story that happened, and then the lead singer of that, or the first guy, wrote a song about it because it happened to someone he knew. So, or maybe he didn't know, he heard about it on the news or something. But this guy was going on a date, so he took his dad's car, because I guess his was in the shop, and it was raining, and he got into a crash.
Yeah.
And the first person to arrive on scene was a mechanic nearby, or a guy working at a gas station. But the thing was that it was the woman's dad, and he didn't see her in the wreckage. He found him, and then made sure he was okay. And then the guy went and then found the daughter, the guy he was on a date with. He found her, and then she died in his arms. And the dad was the first one on the scene, and he didn't know that it was his daughter until she died. So.
That's crazy.
But beautiful song, man.
It
I think
is.
Pearl Jam did really good justice to it.
Yeah.
So I like Pearl Jam a lot. Can't find a better man. So good, man.
Yeah, way to switch up the vibe, bro. It's like super sad.
She dreams in color, she dreams in red. Can't find a better man. We should just become a Pearl Jam cover band. That or Weezer or something. Wrestle with Jammy. Oh, I saw something. This is totally off topic. Not that we're really on topic.
Yeah, no, go for it.
I saw something. Have you ever met someone named Sheldon in real life?
Sheldon.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No.
Me neither. But I saw this one thing. Someone asked on like a Twitter thread or like Tumblr or something. I don't know. I think it was Tumblr. But they said, is anyone actually named Sheldon in real life? And someone said, oh, my turtle from 6th grade was named Sheldon. It's like, that's a turtle, you dummy. They said, whenever God's creations sing in the choir, will a turtle not be one of them? So I thought that was pretty good. But
Yeah.
well, do you have anything else we want to talk about before we end it?
How are you feeling about being a part of something that could be absolutely nothing or absolutely something?
I'm really liking it.
You
So
are?
I've always wanted to do something like that, and I'm glad that you held off the bass spot for me.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying learning all the songs and just jamming out with you.
Right on.
So
And do you feel ready for our show on the 29th?
I guess so. Be there. Don't buy like plane tickets or nothing, but if you're nearby, be there.
Yeah, it's not that worth it, but
Yeah, it's a free show. I mean,
Free
might as
show.
well. Might be free food, free sodas. We'll see.
yeah, we'll see.
I'll dance naked if one of you show up, and then I'll get arrested. But hey, free show.
There's no security, so I don't think you have to worry about that.
Yeah, but I think some people might complain and call the cops on me.
You're right.
I'll wear my Speedo.
Better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry. Yeah. Well, this is XCAPE. That's Matthew. I'm Wyatt. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Howdy. I mean, bye.